Hi there. Welcome to Sunnyside Journals. I'm Catherine, and I'm going to do a little what's on my desk. In trying to find a card for today's video, I came across this card. I can't wait till I can use it again. Well, I can wait, and I will wait while the stores are closed, so absolutely I'll wait. But hopefully by the time the nice weather comes, we will be able to get back into a little bit of a lifestyle back, a little bit back to normal. Wouldn't that be nice? I'd be more than happy if we had to still, keep our distance, learn to keep our distance in stores and maybe wear a mask. That, I'd be happy to do that. I'd be happy. So, we finished Little Dickens and it's time to get on to a new project. And I picked this one because I've been watching out my window over here and seeing my husband and my neighbors all starting to get into tidying up their yards and breaking up the dirt and cleaning things up. Isn't this pretty? It's got a few little dings and dents in it, but you would too if you were over 100 years old. I guarantee you'd be full of dings and dents. Isn't that pretty? I really, really don't mind when an old book shows its age in a beautiful, glorious way. It just, it makes me dream about what its history might have been and whose shelf it sat on and when it would get opened up and used and researched, and I don't know, that sort of thing I just love. So we're going to work on the Manual of Gardening, and it actually, like I said, is in quite nice shape as far as not being too grimy. I mean, you can see there's a few little things here. There's nothing I can do about these, and it adds to the character. It's just like my wrinkles and age spots. It just adds to my character. I am not going to, because it's really not very dirty, I am going to leave this alone because sometimes these covers, and you'll see them quite often, they were very popular from about the 1890s right into the late 1920s. Sometimes this ink likes to chip off and it'll just start, looks like somebody's picked at it with their nails. And it's not so grimy that I'm willing to risk how pretty that is. So I'm going to leave it be, and in fact, when I'm done here with this and have it cut apart, I'm going to seal this cover. I'm going to give it a couple layers of applications of a sealant. And I've tried many sealants, and the one I keep coming back to is the aerosol Mod Podge matte sealant, and I'm not talking about the liquid kind that you paint on. Mod Podge also makes an aerosol sealant, and it's still the one I keep coming back, and I keep hoping I'm going to find one, because I hear of some people that have a problem with definitely with the liquid Mod Podge as far as it's still always feeling tacky. Most people don't have a problem with the aerosol Mod Podge sealant. It's just a sealant. You don't use it for gluing the way you can use the liquid Mod Podge. So, I thought I had my can here, but I actually have my can. I have a little station set up downstairs when I do sealing, but the weather's nice enough that if the wind can die down, I'll take this little baby out this afternoon and give it a seal. So we're going to cut the Manual of Gardening open and take a look. It weighs a ton. It really, really is heavy. I should see how many pages. Oh, look at that. It was never ever, that page is still attached. Oh, interesting. Oh, I love when they have ads in the back. Look at this. Macmillan Company. Wow, nice. Sometimes these old books, the publishers wanted you to buy their other books, and they would put advertisements in the back for some of their other books that you could order. So like this one has all kinds of books on agriculture that you could order. Love it. How many pages? So it looks like the last page, 541. So 545 pages, I guess, or more or less. Weighs a ton. I can feel already these little folds right here are very tired. And they should be tired because I got excited when I saw 1929, but it's actually older than that. It is, now I forget, 1911. Let me show you. 1911. Isn't that neat? And it's full of black and white illustrations, and they're so pretty. Here, let me look here. Isn't that nice? And the pages are already lovely colors with a little bit of aging around the edges. Look at this. Tulips. Oh my goodness. Now what's that? That looks like a plate. Oh, even the plates are in black and white. Look at that. Okay. So pretty. Look at that. Love it. All right, let's find a not usable page and see how crackable this paper is. I just want a page that I might not use for anything. The following pages contain advertisements. Okay, let's see addendum. Let's see if you... No, that's pretty good. All right. That gives me a few more options. Yes. Very nice. All right. Let's cut this open. Let's take a look and cut it open. It's already starting to fall apart here. You can see the gauze that was used to hold the text block in place. So here we go. Now be very careful when you cut open a book, because if you push your blade too far in here, this is where you're going to cut, you can cut right through that back spine. So give yourself plenty of room. I'm sorry, I'm going to try my best so that you can watch. But in the end, I've got to be able to see what I'm doing, because, yeah, these things hurt. If you've ever cut yourself with one of these, whoa. You don't feel it at first, and then in a minute or two, you think, ow. And, of course, copious amounts of blood's pouring everywhere, so that is a bit of a hint, too. Wow, that gauze just is falling apart. Well, that's coming out. All right, well, if you want out, you can come out. I haven't decided yet, until I can look inside, how I'm going to approach reinforcing this. There we go. There we go. Done. Let's see if this wants to come out. It's looking like it's wanting to bust free. So I may have to put a new... Well, maybe not. Huh. I hope my voice isn't too loud. When I am standing to work, my head is literally right beside my phone. I could give you all a kiss right now. But it's... If I sit down later, then it's fine. So I'm just peeling off what I can peel off, because when I put some new heavier paper back in there. I want it to be able to adhere well, and if I try and glue it to something that's already not adhered well to that back, well, you can imagine it's not necessarily going to hold up for the next few decades as well. All right, I'm going to sit down. Hold on. And try not to bash my tripod at the same time. All right, now hold on. I guess I got to stand up again. I want to make sure I'm still centered. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to work away here. My husband is working downstairs from home today. He can flip the lines to his office to home on days when the office isn't open. And but it's a 24/7 business, so he can still take calls and he can still plan out tomorrow, because they'll be back to being busy tomorrow. But Good Friday, everything's closed where I live. And of course right now everything's closed anyways where I live. So that's good. Oh, you know what? I should hold on. Catherine's necklace for the day. Here's today's necklace. It's very similar to one I wore the other day. So as you can tell, I like this kind of necklace. I love all the different colors because it'll match just about whatever you're wearing. This one's smaller. And I bet it was made by the same company, but I didn't get it at the same store, because the one that I wore the other day that had the cool dangly ones on it, I got that down in Florida, and this one I found at one of my thrift stores in town. I like this one. It's one of those necklaces that you can adjust how long you wear it. You can wear it up close around your neck, or quite often I wear it long ways so that it hangs a little bit lower down. I love this one. Very pretty. This is not an expensive, these aren't real. These are plastic, but they look good. And I'm happy with that. You know, when you pay 99 cents or so for a necklace, I can't expect absolute perfection, but for me it's just pretty and it's fun. Hold on, let's start peeling some more off. Isn't this exciting? Today's episode. Like that expression, oh, it's as exciting as watching paint dry. Well, this is as exciting as watching Catherine pick at old 100-year-old paper. When I'm done here, and I've spray sealed it and it's going to dry, I'm going to sew a few more masks. I'm still trying to sew a few a day because I keep hearing about people saying I don't have a mask, and so I keep sewing, and if I find someone who doesn't have a mask, I plan on doing a mask run today and just leave a bag on doorknobs, you know, so that people and children can be safe, and if they have to go out, they can put their mask on. I had to go out yesterday because hubby had to go into work. I had to pick up groceries. I've been doing my best just to use the ordering option at our local grocery store. Allows you to order online. Now it's very busy now, so you really almost have to order 2 weeks in advance. So I'm making use with stock items and just doing the best I can. And we're certainly not starving. That needs to come off. Anyhow, but it was nice. There were a few things missing from my bags because they filled them the night before, and the young lady who brought them out to my car, she said, well, the shelves are well stocked right now. She said, if you want to take a chance, you could go in. So I thought, I'm here. What the heck? So I parked my car and I had my mask with me and I got in line, and I was very happy to see so many people standing in line wearing their masks. It just keeps us all safe. Yeah. So if I can make masks and make people's lives easier and keep us all safer, I'm happy to do that. I'm just taking off this little extra piece of paper. I wonder if I can just tear it, because it doesn't need to be there. Hold on. Sometimes I make life harder for myself and I can just tear. But I also don't want to tear the cover either. But that paper probably will come off. No, you don't want to. All right. Well, oh, there you go. Good. I don't know if my camera is picking it up. Is it ever windy outside? I can hear it outside my window. Okay. Yeah, I just thought, I was looking over all my shelves and thinking, all right, what's next? And this one sort of jumped out at me and I thought, yeah, it's spring. It's, just going to enjoy maybe fussy cutting and putting in some pretty flowers and gardening things and making use of the illustrations that are already in it. I love making just really simple, beautiful journaling tags from the original book. I think that that's a nice way to say thank you to the book. Thank you for your service. There we go. All right, Manual of Gardening. Let's get this cleaned up. Gosh, I can't get over what that weighs. I wonder if it's... Linda, you'll know. Linda H. Why it seems to weigh so much. I mean, yeah, sure, it's 540 plus pages. Do you think it's because it's so porous, it's holding moisture from the air in it? But this one is not moldy. Like I can get my nose in there and it's not moldy. Oh, look at those grapes. Oh, isn't... Oh, they're cherries. Cherry currant. Oh, they're not grapes. They're cherry currants. Gee, that's pretty. Oh, I'm going to look forward to using that. Anyhow, I'm wondering if it just feels heavier than I would expect a book this size to feel, simply because the makeup of the age of the paper. I'm curious. Love that sort of thing. All right. I have found a new series that I'm going to start watching for fussy cutting. My Avoid the News series that I'm trying to binge on, avoid listening to the news. and on the recommendation of a lovely person who I've been messaging back and forth with. I love British series. I love, the Masterpiece Theatre and all those things. And she highly recommended, and I found it, a 1994 British series called Martin Chuzzlewit, from Dickens' book, Martin Chuzzlewit. So, and it's actually on YouTube. So, that's going to be my next binge series, because I do love Dickens, and I must say, I haven't read Martin Chuzzlewit. I just love Dickens' names. Isn't it beautiful how he collected names? He collected names the way people collect keychains and bobbins and things like that. He loved unusual sounding names. Oliver Twist, Martin Chuzzlewit, Ebenezer Scrooge. I love that. I like unusual names too. There's a poet and her name is Entezaki Shange, and I love saying her name, Entezaki Shange. My husband used to have, my first husband had a client, and this client's name was Mahmoud Jalali, and I liked saying that name too, Mahmoud Jalali. It just rolls off your tongue really nicely. And there is a church official in the LDS church named Yoshihiko Kikuchi. And I like saying that one too. Try saying that one 3 times fast. Yoshihiko Kikuchi. So my name's kind of even my maiden name was boring. But gets the job done. And you know what? When you've got a boring name, it's you don't have to spell it so often for people. All right. Alrighty. So that's done. Now I'm going to take a look and see how I'm going to approach this. I really am, oh, I see some more loose paper under there. I really am lately not resorting to my Tyvek like I used to. I think I would still use Tyvek for a completely made spine, like when you do a little golden book. I do think I would still use Tyvek when you're just completely remaking a brand new whole spine. There we go. But that still feels very loose. How tough are you? Sometimes it's just as easy to use the paper from the book. And then you're also guaranteed that it's the right size and a nice color. Now, I think I still have mask measurements here. I think what I'm going to do is make the new interior panel. So I want it to be, I want it to be 1 6/8. I'm just going to use up, I think this is some of that heavy paper that I used the other day. 1 6/8, there we go. It's not a file folder, which is my usual go-to one. Get rid of you now. Out of the way. Golly, the wind is just roaring outside. All right, let's see. Let's see if I wanted it larger. I don't like them too large. I want it to be able to happily bend. Yep, that's going to be okay. Now I want it let's see. Yeah, that's going to be fine. sometimes I will score lines, but this feels extra thin. And sometimes if you put a new supportive card in here that's been scored, if this paper is too thin, you can see the score lines afterwards through the paper. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to leave it as is, but once it's in place, I'm going to just give it some folding and encourage it to want to curl a bit, and then I'll wrap it around the original text block again so that it can remember the shape. It can remember its old shape. So I think that is what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to trying to decide if I want to use Fabri-Tac or not. I don't want it to bleed through. This paper's going to want to go and suck up the Fabri-Tac, and then it can bleed right through this old fabric. So I think what I'm going to do is use my permanent aerosol here and put this in using an aerosol adhesive. And I think I'm going to do that right now, and I'm going to pause you while I go do it because my spray box is not in this room. So you're going to have to hold your horses. Let's see how I am for time. Okay, I've got a few minutes. Hold on. Okay, it's in. This spray adhesive that I use, Elmer's, hold on, I'll grab it so you can see it. Sorry about that. If you apply it within 15 seconds of spraying, it's temporary or permanent. Come on. Oh, there goes my alarm. If you apply it within 15 seconds, it's permanent. If you wait more than 15 seconds, then it remains peelable. Oh, off you go, Google alarm. So I put this one down fast. So now what I'm going to be doing is just encouraging it to get its little curve back, get its little groove going here. And I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go make a cup of tea, and then I'm going to make some face masks. So here's what I do. I just put the text block back into it and see how I encourage it to re-hug that. And actually, not here, but I'll just get some fabric, a strand of fabric, and wrap it around and get it to just hold itself for a little while. So, I'll put that right there. So I'm going to, go do all those things. Thank you so much for stopping by and visiting with me today. And I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're staying safe. And hopefully we'll talk again tomorrow morning. Bye.